What's up, guys? The BTC500DP from BestArc just showed up. We're going to do a quick unboxing, check out all the features, fire this thing up, and see what it can do. Let's jump in. All right, this thing, well, it came in another box, so it was double boxed, and the packaging was really good. As you can see, this thing is it's got shrink wrap, packing slip. Huh. I noticed a lot of new companies in the competitive price range, um, the lower price range of metalworking, welders, plasma cutters. Um, they're starting to do better packaging. So you're getting a nice accessory box like this, which I think is pretty cool. It's not just the machine thrown in there with a bunch of loose material, a bunch of loose accessories, nicely packaged. So um, everything fits well. Here's the unit, very compact, as we live in the age of inverters. So yeah. Thing probably weighs like 15 pounds. If that. Okay. All right. Let's get up close and check this thing out. All right. So here we go. Okay. We got your compressed air line. Ground cable. This is one of those mini DINS connectors. The clamp is it's like your typical budget clamp that you're seeing on these budget welders, but the this conductor size is very small. That being said, I've been pretty surprised by some other units that do just fine with this small with that small conductor. So we shall see. You got your Teflon tape, whatever, your red thread tape, and we got some tips and hose clamps. Okay, so this thing runs off by default. This thing runs off of 240, and you got a pigtail to run it off of 120. Let's check out the torch. Got your wrench. And this thing actually feels pretty nice. So there it is. That's the torch right there. It's got the safety on it, the trigger guard, and there's your connection. And and we've got I'll have to find out where this thing goes. We'll find out where this one goes and see what's up with that. Okay, let's open up. We got the user manual. Let's check this thing out. Oh, Ziploc. All right, so this is the BTC500DP 7th gen. Okay. Warnings, safety warnings. What's included in the package? 1 plasma cutter, 1 cutting torch, 1 earth clamp with cable, 2 nozzle tips, 2 electrodes, 1 air hose, 1 wire adapter, and 2 hose clamps. Okay, and cutting thickness chart. Go take a quick look at that. Okay, and air pressures. This is stuff you definitely need to know. If especially if this is your first plasma cutter. Parameters chart, nice. Okay, specs, whatever you want to call it, and operational functions. Okay. And you've got PT, so you have post air. PT is post time for post air. PA is pilot arc time. You have some grammatical errors, some spelling, not spelling, but grammatical, like here, one of them lighting up while machine connecting to 110 volt or 220 volt power. Like typically, if you're just, to have a more direct explanation, of this, it would just say indicates which the input voltage, indicates input voltage connection or something like that. But these are just little things that that you can just kind of tell it's an important machine. But I'm scanning through everything here, and overall it looks good. I see a few couple things that need some corrections, but the main thing is that there's nothing being miscommunicated as far as safety wise and for proper operation of the machine. So okay, pretty good explanation of amperage, speed, and direction. Probably has your positioning, and air quality, air pressure and volume, CFM, and some tips, suggestions, and stuff like that. But it looks pretty good. So let's fire this thing up, check out the display, and then we'll cut. We'll see what this thing can cut. All right. All right, guys. So here it is, the BTC500DP from BestArc. It's a dual voltage plasma cutter with a pilot arc feature. For those of you who don't know what pilot arc is, it's basically there's no contact with the material that you're cutting. There's no contact required. It'll start the arc, and you don't have to keep your tip in contact. So you have a pretty decent gap. I don't know exactly what the, let's see what the gap is supposed to be. on this. Oh, there it is. 5/64 standoff distance. So the feet on here are going to keep your proper distance between the tip and the material that you're cutting, and that should be 5/64ths of an inch. So we're going to go ahead and set this thing up. I've got it set to 50 psi, give or take a few. We're going to be cutting 1/4 inch, which according to their chart, we want to be about 40 to 50 psi. We're cutting 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is just a little bit, just a tad bit over 6 millimeter. So this is saying we want to run 30 amps at 40 to 50 psi. I'm sure once we're gonna have a pressure drop as soon as I let off of there, and I'd rather be a little bit on the high end than too low. I can back it off if I need to. But let's go ahead and go through here. This right here is a mode button. Basically, this is your normal mode you're going to be in cut mode. If you want to check your air pressure, you can push the button and it'll energize the solenoid and let the air flow. We'll do that real quick. There you go. You're testing to make sure that you've got the proper airflow. Matter of fact, that's also a good thing, because when you make your adjustments on your having that feature allows you to let purge some of the air and make sure that your regulator is set where it needs to be. So see, I just backed it off a little bit, and now we're at 49.50, whereas before it was maybe 2 psi above that. Anyhow, moving on. 2T, 4T function. 2T is you push it once, hold it down, and it'll continue as long as the trigger is depressed. Once you let off, it will de-energize. So there's two actions: the pull action, the release action, to go from on to off. Whereas 4, you're gonna pull, then there's 4 actions. There's pull, then there's release. When you release, it will still continue to operate, be energized, and then you'll pull it again and release it to turn it off. So that's what 2T and 4T. Just wanted to cover that. And you've got your post flow time here and your pilot arc time in seconds, and this goes from 1 second to 15 seconds, whereas your post time goes from 3 to 15. We're going to set them both to 3. Okay. Real quick, I just want to say that this I'm pretty impressed with it. The display is really nice. Not sure if you guys can really see that display, but it's very crisp. Let me take this out of here. We can just get right up on it. But yeah, it's a very nice display. It might look a little blurred, maybe. I don't think it looks blurred, but looking at it right here on the bench here, this thing looks really sharp. It's a really nice excuse me. It's a really nice display. I've seen some other displays, and this is one of the nicer ones. So good job there with this machine, this 7th generation from BestArc. So we're gonna go next. We're gonna go ahead and connect everything here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we got everything set where we need it to be. Let's get the torch hooked up. Go get that. our connector, and hook up our pilot arc connection. And last but not least, let's get our ground connector hooked up. And I think we're ready to rock and roll here, guys. So yeah, let's get some metal. Let's set up the 1/4 inch and see how nice this thing can cut. All right. All right, guys. So this is a nice clean cut. This is what you would expect to see. Okay. And just taking your time. This slag, or this dross, whatever you want to call it. Dross is the right word, but that stuff comes off so easy, just like that. Really nice. And this machine, it didn't flinch. So very nice. Very happy with it. Took my time. Nice straight cut. I'm pretty impressed. Actually, very. That thing is nice and smooth. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna cut some aluminum now. So let's get that all set up. We're gonna be doing a 1/4 inch. So let's get that set up and see how this thing handles that. All right, guys. 1/4 inch, 6061. Um, let's see. Let's see how this thing does. All right, guys. Let's take a quick close up of this. I think it did just fine. Nice straight cut. Typical cleanup is what you're looking at. Get all that dross or whatever you want to call it. Get all that stuff off of there. But nice clean cuts. Okay. All right, guys, there you have it. The BestArc BTC500DP plasma cutter. Um, this thing is pretty impressive. I had a lot of fun using this thing, and I could see this thing being a machine that is kept readily available in the shop. And one is for how compact it is, lightweight, um, tons of features, very nice display on there that makes it very easy to use. Um, the fan on demand, as you can see, it's powered up right now. You don't hear the fan going. Everything inside is satisfied right now. So um, just having that feature is really nice, especially if you're not in a loud production environment. Um, you just want to have your music playing or something like that, and you don't want to have the roar of a fan, which is like 2 feet away from you, and you got your speakers whatever further away, and then you're hearing your fan more than you are your music or somebody else who's trying to talk to you. But yeah, this thing's nice. I think it's like has a nice design to it. The build quality feels good. Feels pretty stout. Like I said, the display is really nice. I'm pretty impressed with that. The torch feels good. Like it doesn't feel cheap. Like the um, the parts line up, the seams all line up fine. So it shows that it was in a decent um, manufacturing process was being used. It's got a nice swivel on it, so that's always nice. And just overall, the overall quality feels good. So I'm pretty happy with that. And it cut really nice. So I don't know if there's anything else for me to cover on this. Great job, BestArc. Thanks for the great communication on getting this sent out here. I appreciate that. And yeah, this was fun. So great job on your 7th generation um, plasma cutter model. Um, as always, thank you for watching. Take care.